Hello and namaste. Accuracy, balance, credibility. This is ABC News and I'm Pratibha Paudil in this special program on 65th anniversary of China-Nepal diplomatic relations. The relations between Nepal and People's Republic of China are age-old and deep-rooted. Nepal-China relations have always remained friendly and cordial. The two countries formalized their relations on 1st August 1955 by establishing diplomatic relations. The relations between the two countries have been marked by friendliness, understanding, mutual support, cooperation, and respect for each other's sensitiveness. Both the countries have relentless faith on the ideas of five principles of peaceful coexistence. Today is the 65th anniversary of China-Nepal diplomatic relations. On the occasion of this anniversary, we are having an exclusive interview with Chinese ambassador to Nepal, Her Excellency Hou Yanqi. She was born in Shaanxi province in March 1970 AD. She is married and she has a son. She has done Masters of Arts in Chinese University. She looks really attractive. There is an intimate relationship between Nepal and People's Republic of China. China is about 66 times bigger than Nepal. This neighboring country has become a very good friend of ours and it has helped in many sectors including health, business, education, infrastructure development and so on. Today in this exclusive interview we will focus our conversation on 65th diplomatic relations, BRI, post-pandemic situation and many more issues. Firstly, I would like to warmly welcome you in this program. Your Excellency, this year marks the 65th anniversary of Nepal-China formal diplomatic relations. In these years, both the countries have achieved some exemplary results such as Sino-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship, boundary settlement, agreement and many more. Your Excellency, as a diplomat, how do you assess Nepal-China relationship since the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries in 1955?
China and Nepal are close neighbors linked by the same mountains and rivers and enjoy a long-lasting friendship. Over the last 65 years, China-Nepal friendship has withstood the test of time. All-round bilateral cooperation has and yielded fruitful results. I have summarized four prominent features of our friendship. First, the personal guidance and efforts of our two leaders. Our friendly and cooperative relations have been carefully nurtured by successive generations of leaders from both sides. During his state visit to Nepal last year, President Xi Jinping and President Bidya Devi Bhandari agreed to elevate our bilateral relations to strategic partnership of cooperation featuring everlasting friendship for development and prosperity. Our bilateral relations have ushered in a new era. Second, uphold the five principles of peaceful coexistence. Since the establishment of diplomatic relations, we have always respected, trusted, supported each other. Nepal stands firm in upholding the One China policy, and China firmly supports Nepal in safeguarding national sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity. Our relationship has set a fine example of harmonious coexistence between the countries with different systems and sizes. Third, strengthen the bond of practical cooperation. China has implemented a lot of construction assistance projects in Nepal, including hospitals, schools, and roads. Nepal is China's important trade and development partner in South Asia. Our bilateral trade volume has reached $1.5 billion last year. We have also seen more and more Chinese companies invested in construction, like hydropower, tourism, and other industries of Nepal. We can say that the width and the depth of our cooperation have reached an unprecedented level. Fourth, deep-rooted in the hearts of the peoples of two countries, we are not only neighbors, but also friends, partners, and brothers and sisters. We always share view and woe together. When Wenchuan and Nepal was respectively hit by earthquake in 2008 and 2015, we supported each other's rescue and relief efforts. Confronted with the COVID-19 outbreak, we once again joined hands together to combat the virus. We used concrete actions to demonstrate our firm commitment to the building of a community with a shared future for mankind.
Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) is China's flagship program to support the developing countries around the world, and Nepal has already signed BRI. Could you please introduce specific progress made in the sectors in cooperation under BRI, and what we can do to speed up BRI initiative in Nepal?
In 2013, President Xi Jinping proposed the BRI. It follows the golden rule of extensive consultation, joint contribution, and shared benefits. Over the past 7 years, we have signed cooperation documents with 138 countries and 30 international organizations. More than 2,000 projects have been launched and tens of thousands of jobs created in the partner countries. Nepal is China's important partner of the joint building of the BRI in South Asia, and we signed the MOU on cooperation under the BRI in 2017. During President Xi's visit last year, we have agreed to align the joint building of the BRI with Nepal's national development strategy of transforming itself into a land-linked country. This will inject new impetus to our mutually beneficial cooperation in all fields. In recent years, significant progress has been made in connectivity projects, including communications, highways, railways, ports, and aviation. The China-Nepal cross-border optical fiber has come into commercial operation. The upgrading and reconstruction of cross-border highway is steadily pushing forward. The feasibility study of the construction of the cross-border railway has started. We have opened 3 pairs of land ports, and there are around 60 direct flights between our two countries every week. The number is still increasing. A trans-Himalayan multidimensional connectivity network is gradually taking shape. I want to emphasize that the physical connectivity of infrastructure is an important part of BRI, but connectivity in politics, trade, finance, and strengthen people-to-people exchanges are also vital to advancing BRI. We should follow the consensus of our leaders to steer the BRI toward greater success in a comprehensive manner.
Nepal and China signed a historic agreement on transit and transport during the first premiership of Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli. Chinese President Xi Jinping, during the state visit of Nepal, had said Nepal has been the landlocked country, referring to the historic T&T agreement. What else can China do to make Nepal land-linked from traditional landlocked status?
China and Nepal signed the Transit and Transportation Agreement in March 2016 and the Protocol on implementing the Agreement on Transit and Transport in April 2019. China agrees to provide Nepal with access to 3 seaports and 4 land ports for third country trade. This is an important step to deepen cooperation between us and will help Nepal to play a more important role in the regional economic development. The relevant departments of two countries are stay in close communication and cooperation to implement the agreements. If Nepalese side has specific needs, the Chinese side will provide necessary facilitation according to the commercial principles. I believe that after resolve the technical problems through practice and gain enough experience, the cooperation model will become more mature. Nepal may import more goods from third countries through China. No doubt about that.
After defeating the pandemic, China has resumed its economy into the same track as before. Now, Nepal is also trying to recover from the economic impact of the pandemic. At these post-pandemic circumstances, what types of economic cooperation can China provide Nepal? Can both the countries resume air transport and promote tourism within some month?
We are glad to see that with common efforts of its government and people, Nepal has witnessed an overall downward trend of newly infected cases, and the lockdown measures have been gradually lifted. COVID-19 has affected our cooperation to some extent, but the impact is temporary and limited. Faced with ongoing risks from COVID-19, we need to maintain the right balance between proper COVID-19 containment and sound sino-economic development. With continued epidemic prevention and control as a precondition, we can get key infrastructure projects restarted as early as possible. These efforts will help us preserve jobs and protect people's well-being. But now some of the projects face the shortage of raw materials, and many Chinese technicians are stranded in China. To keep the supply chains stable, green corridors should be opened for flows of goods, and we also need to explore to establish a faster lane to bring back project personnel. We are now working on it. We can also accelerate collaboration in e-commerce, biomedical, and cloud economy to make them new engines of growth. The situation is still serious. To block cross-border transmission of the virus, many countries, including China, have set strict limits on the movement of people. For example, the passengers should conduct PCR tests before boarding and have to be quarantined for at least 14 days when they get off the plane. To protect oneself and the other people, it is advised that we should avoid any unnecessary cross-border movement. I believe that after we finally win the battle against COVID-19, more tourists will come to Nepal to enjoy its culture, history, and natural scenery and beauty.
Your Excellency, Nepal, after a long political instability, has entered the stable phase with new constitution, general election, and a stable government with nearly two-thirds majority. In this changed political context, what is your experience to deal the diplomatic and issue of bilateral cooperation with Nepal?
We congratulated Nepal on the historic and epoch-making political transformation. After long years' instability, Nepal now faces new opportunities for development and vigorously pursuing the vision of prosperous Nepal, happy Nepali. Based on China's own experience, stability is the precondition for development. China will never interfere in other countries' internal affairs. During my meetings with the Nepali leaders and friends, I always expressed my best wishes that Nepal can maintain political stability and achieve economic development. I think it is also the aspiration of the common Nepali people. We hope Nepal can seize the historical opportunities to achieve greater progress.
Your Excellency, China is our best friend forever. On this occasion of 65th anniversary of diplomatic relation, what message would you like to deliver to the Nepalese people?
The 65th anniversary of China-Nepal diplomatic relations have made this year an important opportunity for joint commemoration and new progress. I also would like to take these opportunities to give sincere thanks to all friends that have made contributions to our bilateral friendship. Standing at a new starting point in the new era, we should carry the traditional friendship forward and take the bilateral relationships to a new height. The Chinese Embassy and myself will continuously devote to enhance cooperation with people from all walks of life of Nepal and bring greater benefits to the two peoples.
Thank you so much for providing these details. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Thank you so much. Now we have come to the end of this exclusive program. Keep watching ABC News. Namaste and have a blissful day. Thank you.